Welcome back to another knife rundown episode where we're going to be going through the Microtech Ultratech today. This is going to be a very quick, brief video of just the facts overview and what I think of this knife. We'll potentially release a longer cut version where I'll show it being used and provide a lot more detail and rambling if this video is popular and that's what you all would like to see. So get right into it. Microtech Ultratech, their one of the most common automatic out the front knives in the world. Compare it to the new Benchmade Shootout I have sitting right here, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, just so you can get a size comparison. It's a very slim, narrow, compact automatic knife. So the Benchmade Shootout's a lot thicker. I have a Cobra Tech, which is similar in size. It's a lot thicker, a lot heavier. This is super light, works very well in your pocket. Doesn't take up a lot of space. We'll compare it to the Buck 110. I know a lot of people have Buck 110. So handles similar in size. The blade on the Buck is a little longer. But this is, again, super, super light and very easy to carry in your pocket. Make sure you're following the proper laws in your area when you're carrying this and or owning it and ordering it. But M390, Microtech's M390 on the steel on this claim to have a better edge retention than just standard M390. Whether it does or not, I don't know. You probably don't know either. I don't think anybody really knows, but very premium steel that works very well. Doesn't require a lot of sharpening. Microtechs always come razor sharp out of the box, which is fantastic. It's how it should be. It's how a knife should be. It should come sharp out of the box. You shouldn't have to worry about sharpening it when you get it, like a lot of these other companies. But aluminum handles, which is great. I like the feel. It feels sturdy in your hand, durable, super lightweight. Again, they will show some scratches if you care about that. Mine's not really scratched up. I try to take care of this when I'm using it. I don't really throw it around too much to intentionally scratch it like some of my other things, but have not had any issues. I've used this for, I don't know, maybe a month or so now and haven't had any problems with it. Scratching or getting wear on the finish or anything. Even the coating on the blade. I tend to not like coated blades if I'm trying to make sure that it stays pristine, but this coating is held up very well. As you can't tell, I've even used it. It looks brand new. This is the green. They have these in pretty much every color. They are, I think, in the $300 range, but I tell everybody on all videos, and I will continue to say again, wait for it to go on sale. Search a bunch of places. These do go on sale. It might not be the exact color you want or the blade that you want, but they do go on sale. Like I got one the other week that was over $100 off. Like it's not uncommon. Just go on Microtech's website and look up dealers and then just look up their websites. Just do a little bit of research before you make a big purchase for a knife, that costs this much. Again, it will last you your whole life and it will probably outlive you. But if you're going to spend that kind of money on a knife, you probably should do some research before you buy it and shop around for the best price. That's just my opinion. Also, make sure you hold it in your hand before you buy it. I didn't know when I went into the store to kind of hold this before buying it. The button does rattle a little bit. You can kind of hear and see that on there. So that's not an issue. Apparently, that's just a thing that Microtechs do, but I didn't know that the first time I ever held one. So that was helpful to know. Not an issue. I think it's just so it can deploy easier, and if it gets really dirty, there's a little bit more room for error in that deployment switch. There also is pretty much in every out the front that you get, unless you spend $1,000 or several $1,000s in one. It will have some wiggle in the blade. Again, that's just so it can retract, and deploy without issue if there's dirt or lint or whatever there may be in there. What else here? The pocket clip works very well. Fits in the pocket. Actually, this is one of my favorite pocket clips, to be honest with you, because it slides in really nicely and stays in. I will say, though, I don't think they put Loctite on the glass breaker when I had this. So the pocket clip did start to come a little loose. You kind of just have to like really get in there and twist to make sure that it's tight on there. I think that's just so you can pretty easily, flip the pocket clip side if you're a lefty. But other than that, no issues. I have had maybe one or two failures on this. Like if you're, let's see if I can get to failure. Let's see. Sometimes when you're swinging your hand around, it will fail to deploy. But if it does that, you kind of see here, the blade is like this. You don't even have to pull it much. There's just a little give, pull it out, good to go. In terms of cleaning, very easy to clean. You take REM oil, spray it in there, and get some compressed air, spray it in there, and just retract it a bunch of times. There's some videos online on how to do that. I won't show how to do that on this. It's going to be a quick video. But in terms of pretty much every category, I mean, this thing is awesome. And it should be, because you're spending a lot of money on a knife. It's got great steel, doesn't need to be sharpened at first, and it won't need to be sharpened for a long time. It just is. It is an expensive knife. So make sure you're doing your research before you buy it. Make sure you're holding it and looking at it before you buy it and you test it. The aluminum is great. It feels great in the hand. There's really no issues. I have, I don't know, I guess like average size hands. I'm a tall guy, but I have pretty small hands for my height, and it fits very well in hand. They make the Ultratech, it's like the 85, and that's just scaled down to an 85% of this. And it is much smaller. I went in and held one because I thought, maybe I have smaller hands, I need to get that. But it is like probably cut off right there. It's a lot smaller than you'd think. And they also make a 70 version. So if you have much, much smaller hands, then, and this feels big in your hand, they do make smaller versions, which is great. I think the standard size is great. It's slim. The blade is long. I don't know. I absolutely love this thing. I would recommend it to anyone who's thinking about getting one. Just make sure you take care of it. Keep it oiled, keep it clean, and do your own research before you make a purchase, and shop around a little bit so you're not paying full price. If there's anything else you'd like to know, or you'd like me to make a longer video, just let me know. I'm trying to keep this brief and keep it as concise and packed with information as possible. So if there's anything else you want to know, please feel free to ask. But thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.